Come on up. Oh, yes, we do have kids. Good morning. We have a pattern of boys and girls and more boys. Are you excited about the snow? Thumbs up if you love the snow. Neutral? Eh. Anyone not like it? Everyone like it? If you're a kid, you're supposed to like it, right? So I have a question for you today. Raise your hand if you have ideas what you want to be when you grow up. Who has ideas what they want to be? Some of you? Anyone out there still deciding what you're going to be when you grow up? I feel that way sometimes. What do you want to be? A gamer. What do you want to be? Professional football. A person. That's a good choice. What do you want to be? A musician. Anyone else? You know what you want to be? No? You still have time to decide. But a lot of times it's fun when we're kids, right? When I grow up, I'm going to be this. Or when I grow up, I'm going to be that. And in the Bible, there were kids, right? Have you ever read stories from the Bible that talked about kids? Or was it all grown-ups in the Bible? Were there kids? Yeah? There was one little girl, and when she was not very old, she lost her mom and dad. And so someone else in her family raised her. And then some things happened in her life that she probably never planned on. How many of the girls up here have ever dreamed of being what do you think of when you see a dress like this? A princess? Have you guys ever thought, oh, that would be fun to be a princess? No? Yes? How many of the boys, would you want to be a prince? No. No? Oh my goodness, generations are changing, aren't they? Well, this little girl probably never in her life dreamed that she could be a princess or a queen. And she ended up being just that. Is that enough clues? Do you know who we're talking about? You got it, Esther. And then something else happened. That was pretty exciting. Wow, getting to be queen, right? From where she had come from. And becoming this fancy queen and having everything that she could ever want, right? But then something happened that she probably didn't plan on. Another thing, right? Do you think she planned on being queen? I don't think so, but it happened. And then once she became queen, something else happened. Do you remember what that was? Was there something? What was she? What was her? What was her lineage? Thank you. She was Jewish, right? And where she was living, did everyone like the Jews? No, some of them didn't like them at all and didn't want them to be there. And nobody knew that she was a Jew. Do you remember that part? And so she had to do something very brave and go before the king. And we won't go into all the details of the rest of the story, but God was with her and helped her through that, right? And it wasn't part of her plan, but God walked her through it. But I think God really worked in her life, and there was some exciting things that happened for her, right? Do you think God is with you? Is he helping you? So some of you said you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. Do you think God has some plans for you? Do you think he knows what you're going to be? Even if you don't? Yeah. And you know what? I think God loves it when you dream and you plan. And you come up with ideas. And he might go, that's a really cool idea. Might not happen that way, but it's cool that you think. And you plan. And you imagine what tomorrow can be like. Are you guys excited for tomorrow? And for your future? Yeah? So what I have for you today is a paper. And there's something on both sides. This side says, when I grow up, I want to be. So if you haven't decided, you can kind of think about it or put maybe one option that you've thought about. Doesn't have to be what you become, but you can still think about it. So when I grow up, I want to be. And on this side, it says, God has great plans for me, which is the idea of Jeremiah 29:11. God has great plans for me. So I've got some colors for you, and I've got a paper for you, and you can take this back and remember that God loves for you to plan, but he wants to be there with you, and he wants to help you plan and to guide you as you grow up and get older.